First things first, let's have a cup of tea. Something I'm trying to be better with. I'm trying to appreciate where I am in my garden, in my journey. Nowhere near finished, barely just started. That many jobs to do. It's easy to just never sit down and keep springing up and seeing a job and doing it. But just appreciate where you are in your journey. Once again, tired eyes. I'm just gonna have 5 before we get stuck in. Welcome everyone. Today's video, we're gonna get stuck into the other side of my garden where I need to spend some time digging out some bindweed, and we're gonna talk a little bit about that. Some nettles. We're actually gonna do some transplanting of some ferns and what we call plant hygiene. So we're just gonna do some simple pruning on some of the ferns that we've got flushing up at the moment. And also we're going to start raising the canopies on some of my larger shrubs. I'm going to show you how I do that and why I'm doing that. So without further ado, let's get into today's video.
Now, straight off the bat, straight into the weeding. Now, I very often find that I can procrastinate, put things off. So jumping straight in really helped the momentum of the jobs this morning.
So I am the kind of lad who has to be rewarded for the not so good jobs, right? So weeding, nobody likes weeding. It is quite therapeutic though. So as I'm going, I'm finding jobs that I can reward myself with, if that makes sense. And I've got a really lovely fern that's being completely crowded out by a really lovely grass. So I'm gonna keep the grass and I'm gonna move the fern. So I've got a shady spot next to the summer house with the new Trachycarpus wagnerianus bed, and I'm going to move it over there. So let's get this dug up, move that over, and then continue on with this bed.
There's no real secret to transplanting anything in the garden. Just get as much root system out as you can and get it done in spring or late autumn. I certainly wouldn't recommend in the summer.
So these are the kind of jobs I absolutely love. So just before we actually transplant it in, we dig a hole, fill it with water, pop this in. It's got these really lovely new throngs. That's a cool word, isn't it? For this lovely new growth on these ferns. Now, it's got quite a few old leaves on here, and the perfect time to actually be cutting off the old, disheveled looking actual throngs of ferns, more often than not, is once it starts pushing out this new growth. So in the horticultural world, we'll call this good plant hygiene, and you won't believe how different this will look once we've actually clipped it back. And all it is, take your time and take them as low down to the base as you can possibly get it. We've got new growth pushing from the bottom all the way around it. Now it won't damage it if you leave the old leaves on, it will just simply fold over and rot down. I'm just doing this to help the plant sort of recover a little bit quicker so it can concentrate on this really lovely new growth that it's pushing out, and B, it's for looks. There we have it. What a difference. So as mentioned with this, I'm actually gonna fill the hole full of water. I'm gonna chuck some chicken manure in there as well. Then we're just gonna place the plant in, cover it back with soil, and that's that. So we're due some nice weather here in Staffordshire, so I'll make sure this gets watered pretty much every day while we have nice weather, just from a transplanting point of view. It's a really good tip actually. So if you guys are out in the garden centres, you will just have to bear in mind on a rainy day, or if you pop it in a spot in the garden that gets a lot of rain when it rains, don't worry about watering. But your new stuff, just keep an eye on, and it may just be a daily thing for a week or so, and then you can kind of tail off on it every other day every 3 days, every 4 days, and then just let it get into its summer routine. Hope that makes sense. And this pelleted chicken manure you can pick up from around £4.49 from a B&M store or something like that. And this will just simply break down and give really a lot of energy to this plant. Now this is becoming one of the banes of my life in this garden. So this was just a field when we moved in. I've got bindweed, I've got brambles, I've got nettles. I've kind of got on top of my nettles, and the brambles are slowing down as well with constantly digging them up, as I don't use chemicals in the garden. But bindweed, really tricky. It's very difficult to get the full root. You've just got to take your time and get as much out as you possibly can and kind of hope for the best. It's more a sort of a management program than it is, oh, I'll just weed my garden and it'll be good. I can almost guarantee as much as I think I've got out, the next day I will see that again. But such is life. The key is having it, but it actually looked like you haven't got it, like you're actually managing it. I don't weed as often as I should. I will be doing a heavy mulch this winter to try and help with things like this. In early February, I give everything a good weed, and that's kind of really helped. Things are only just kind of shooting, although this is going mad at the moment. But just take your time. Jobs like this can't be rushed. I think I've gone and spoilt it. I think I've gone and done my good job already, and I normally leave it till the end. Let's speed you up. So this is a better example. Just look at the root on that. So at any point, if you break off one little bit, like I think, yeah, that bit is, right at the end, that will regrow. Now what I tend to do is I tend to put my spade in as far round as I can and sort of dig it up, tease it up to the surface, and then try and pick through it. A trowel would be ideal. But I did a lot of gardening in January and February, and the garden was quite little. And I've got ADHD, so it's gotten down somewhere. And I've lost it. So spade it is. But a couple of comments saying, why don't you use a trowel? That's why. I don't even know what to tell you at this point. Right, back to this. Really good tip. Just be patient. Dig as much out as you can. Take your time. There's no secret to it, unfortunately. So again, I'm going to take off all the old growth off this lovely fern, and it looks so much better for it. Mixed with a bit of weeding, this border's going to look very, very different. So as I've gone through that bed and I've cleared it the best I can with weeds, and I've transplanted a fern and I've cleaned a couple up, I've actually come across this. Now this was a dahlia tuber that I planted last year. It's been out all winter. I actually dug most of mine up, and I've lost a lot of them because I didn't really prep them properly. I didn't store them properly. It's my own fault. The one I left out, and I mean the one and only, I left out in the garden, and they say you should dig them up and dry store them, is actually shooting away just there. I'm absolutely over the moon. I'm going to pop this in a pot and get this into the greenhouse. Or if you guys are in the same situation, you can go straight back out in the same spot. Just watch the slugs on that fresh new growth. So what's your win this week in the garden? Let me know down below. This is a massive one for me. So the next job for me is I'm actually going to create some canopies. What I mean by that is some of my larger plants and shrubs, I'm actually going to take away the bottom leaves, trying to create a canopy so we can have some underplanting through it. It will create its own microclimate. Not only that, the plants will get even bigger because they're not concentrating on keeping those bottom leaves green or red or orange, whatever colour they are. And this is a really lovely job to do, and it's a really good tip. All these plants that you have in your garden, you can make them do whatever you want them to do, if that makes sense. And I'm going to show you what I mean. Let's get into that. And it's a really good job as well. If weather allows, I may even get a first layer of paint on this fence, but it's not perfect, as you can see, but it's a damn sight better. I can see daylight between the plants and I feel good about it. Quick 10-minute job. That's what it's all about. Get out in the garden, get some fresh air, get yourself feeling better about things. I think that's a small win as well, don't you? First plant, my Fatsia japonica. As mentioned, I want to create like a stem, like a bare stem all the way up, for two reasons. One reason is to push this growth out even more. I mean, this is absolutely beautiful how this is flushing. It's never really done this before. This is its third season in the garden. The other one is I can get some underplanting done, create a bit of a microclimate, as mentioned. What that means is it'll help whatever I plant sort of directly underneath here for the winter months. Good tip. The great thing about it as well, before I get stuck in, my head went straight in then, didn't it? The great thing about it is you can decide as to how much you want to take off the base. I'm going to take nearly half.
Also, going to take off any dry bits like that, because you'll never really notice.
Now I can't do anything to this because I haven't got a great deal of growth further down. It's actually pushing out a new one just there. Just appreciate how good those leaves actually really do look. Now, I will mention, this is completely optional, right? This is just something I want to do in my garden to help it along a little bit quicker, and I like the look of it. But you can leave yours exactly how you've got them if you're happy with them, right? It's all about your choice. But don't forget, you can make plants do exactly that you want them to do. You don't just have to accept that's how they're going to grow. So all this growth just here, I'm going to take off. I'm going to leave the ones at the top. I could take that out and create this. This is the perfect time to be doing any pruning, as the sap's quite low in the plants at the moment. So perfect time. What happens if you do sort of heavy pruning in summer, especially with larger trees, the sap doesn't seal over, and what can happen on large trees is once you cut a limb off, it's like cutting your arm off, and it can bleed out over time, over 2, 3, 4 years, and unfortunately you'll lose the tree. So spring, perfect time for any kind of pruning. My Tetrapanax took a couple of hits of a cold night. So this is just called good plant hygiene, right? So we're taking off any dead, damaged or diseased sort of leaves. So good job to get done this weekend for sure. And there we have it. I've actually showed you the other side of my garden without even thinking about it. So some really good jobs done today. Just a case of getting out, spending an hour in the garden, and I feel really good about it. Let me know your wins of the week. Let me know what you're getting up to either last weekend or coming weekend, or whether you get to spend some time of an evening in the garden. If you did enjoy it, then please give it a big thumbs up, as it really does help the channel out, and drop a comment down below as it helps share it out to others who love gardening just like we do. But until tomorrow, I'll see you in the garden. You take care.